All right, so it kind of feels like YRG and Falcons Ap.Bren are kind of switching, playing on each other's drafting patterns. They kind of had a body swap, maybe a Freaky Friday situation.
So that being said, who do you think? Okay, all right, okay. So that was also on the stats.
It is. It was also on the stats. Loyi forces teams to play a different style of game. You have to double check with your bushes. You got to make sure that when you're covering the map, you are not slacking out, because if you do not end up checking every single one of these bushes, you never know if you're going to get hit from a flank angle. You don't know when you're getting pinched, and more importantly, so the information is just too valuable.
Yeah, that's true. And I think for Falcons Ap.Bren, they also know how to play around Luyi, because they opened it up against the Fnatic Onika yesterday, and they were able to counter out the Suns. So it's more of them on the greater sides of this match. Although they need another hero that could be up front for their lineup, hence the ban of Judo Red Giants on this Kufra.
Yeah.
Ooh, Hayabusa.
The Hayabusa as well as Nolan bans from Falcons Ap.Bren is really, really smart here, because now it really puts Sakai's in an awkward spot. Like, what other junglers are worth playing? And even if you want to go back into utility tank jungles, you're up against an alpha, so your tankiness does not deal with true damage very well, which makes me question whether or not Judo Red Giants are going to be in a position where they start thinking, okay, maybe we might even go for a marksman jungler. Think about it,
I mean, technically there is still one assassin that we've seen here at SPS that not a lot of these teams actually pick up. Only one team has picked it up. Lancelot.
I think I could see it in your face that it was going to be Lancelot, but at the same time, it's so dangerous to play, right? You don't have a guaranteed escape mechanic. If you miss a single ability, you're just dead. The skill ceiling is extremely high, but I don't think anybody has gotten to that point just yet.
Oh, I like this pick from Falcons Ap.Bren. More in the vision also, we want something that could be up front and that could be zoned out by the Minotaur because of the power of nature. So this is pretty nice, and even can charge against this Zask during the spawn. So I'm still leaning towards an XP lane that could have crowd control also, because that has been the flavor of Falcons Ap.Bren's strategy.
I think it's going to be really tough here, right? Because I think that Judo Red Giants kind of get pushed back into a corner at this point of time. They have the Flicker, Minoan Fury to try and look for these big engages, but they have nobody who really can instigate. And Perna gets it right on the dot.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh,
I'm here till 5.
We can even hear the cheers from the crowd, because it's not every day we see a Lancelot. I don't think that this is a Lancelot meta, but it's YRG playing it, and we can see a Hylos. I used Hylos, by the way, when I was still learning MLBB.
Yeah, I mean, Hylos is interesting because that means that he's going to be thrown up into the EXP. Yeah, he's going to be thrown up into the EXP. This is going to be pretty tough because Cram cannot trade against Hylos in the earlier stages. He can wave, I mean, Cram can wave clear, but that's the end of it, right? Every interaction against this Hylos is a losing battle.
Here's the thing though, I had a opportunity to talk to Sanford about this Hylos in the EXP lane, and what he said was Hylos EXP is great against heroes that do not necessarily have too many escape mechanisms. So dash heavy heroes, but technically YRG, they do have a lot.
They do, but it's about the laning phase, right? That's important. Getting out of that laning phase and then eventually using your ult as a utility tool for the rest of your team.
So here we are as the Immortal Giants, ladies and gentlemen, once again challenge the reigning champs of Falcons Ap.Bren. Is this going to be yet the same story for both these teams, or will we see a different outcome? Let's head over to game number 1 in this best of 3 series.
Welcome everybody, our very first game here. It's going to be Judo Red Giants on the blue side up against Falcons Ap.Bren on the red with an immediate engage. And they will actually, Super Marco trying to test for this buff. Without their jungler, the information is valuable, but is it worthwhile?
I think for Super Marco, he wasn't able to clear one minion against Innocent, so that is very crucial for him. And yeah, we could see now for the emblems of the Quantum Charge for Sikai, so probably more on the faster pacing of the game, but same goes with the 3 players of Falcons Ap.Bren that could complement this glorious pathway from Flap Easy later on this game. So this is what you were talking about in terms of laning, that continuous damage from Flap Easy's Hylos.
Yeah, from the Law and Order, it's just, oh man.
It's law and order.
You can't do anything against it, right? And I think that Cram understands that, all right, I've learned my lesson. I really cannot trade against this high loss. All I'm going to do is just fight for priority and give the necessary space for Sakai's to maybe invade or at the very least take away the River Crabs. But in the meantime, right, we do want to see how FCAP is going to utilize the information. They did spot out Lancelot on the bottom side of the map, knowing that it's missing, and they could technically rotate top because as of right now, the lane state for Super Marco isn't exactly going well. I mean, Innocent has a really, really nice freeze going on.
Yeah, and it's actually Innocent with a higher EXP, if I'm not mistaken, against Supermark again because of that attempt from Falcons Ap.Bren to take the purple buff. But right now we can see the turtle objective being started by both teams.
Oh, Sakai steals it away, but this might just cost Cram his life, getting pushed by the Spear of Alpha, trying to go for a flank angle. First blood achieved by Flapteezy.
So okay, for Falcons Ap.Bren now we can see the layering of the skills again. With those dispersion, a lot of order, and at the same time Spear of Alpha, there's no way for Cram to actually escape that threat from Falcons Ap.Bren. And wow, interesting, it was actually Oakwen that is somehow at a disadvantage in terms of EXP against Yum. So it's more of the effectivity rather of Falcons Ap.Bren on rotating and taking objectives against YRG.
I mean, in terms of timings overall, Falcons Ap.Bren, as soon as that turtle spawned, they were trying to blitz it down as quickly as possible. So it's pretty lucky that Sakai's managed to steal that away despite being at a significant man disadvantage. But now, Falcons Ap.Bren, they've gotten some tempo, they've got priority over mid as well as the bottom side of the map. They're going for the big invade here. Ogwin getting the information onto 2 so far. Cram now here to back them up, and Falcons Ap.Bren give the space.
Wow, that's a nice vision from Falcons Ap.Bren, but even for you, the Red Giants, they didn't force any team fights against Falcons. They just wanted to have Sekai secure that orange buff, and it's a huge thing because as long as you not react on a specific, probably a play or a threat from any of the teams, and then you're safe from that threat. So it's more of these teams prioritizing first on getting the objective, taking the jungle, and have the turtle or set up a play on the turtle.
Yep, and I think that Udo Red Giants don't mind waiting to scale. They don't need to make crazy moves happen. And here we go, the knockup from Wild Charge onto Cram's side. He's going to pull 3 members away so that Sakai's can actually find an opportunity to fight elsewhere. Primal Wrath has already been popped, still sustaining against 3 of these members. They don't have the burst to make this happen. Cram quickly flickers away, onwards to buy some time. Earth Shatter to knock him up. Power of Nature and Glorious Pathway to help secure the kill. And Cram's like, I don't mind dying. Every second you stand here is another second wasted as we look onto the top side of the map as Falcons Ap.Bren looking for Turtle.
Yeah, they're starting this turtle, and I gotta say, this is not the effectivity against the layering of scales, crowd control here for Falcons Ap.Bren. And for Cram, he didn't even try to escape that one because he knew that even if he runs against the Flapteezy, there's still the minion wave, there's still that slow, 4% slow with the Hylos, and look at the damage against Yums. The zone out from Ogwen and Flapteezy is just there.
Yeah, he's getting chunked out, but let's keep in mind, right? Now that we've had a full look at the compositions and how they want to play, I'm a little afraid that during these team fights, that Revitalize coming in from Flapteezy might just be the difference maker between the two. Because at the end of the day, it's not about finding these big executes, it's how can you chunk down your opponents. And yes, they don't have a Minotaur on their lineup, but with this Revitalize, it means that the whole team can walk together and still be healed up. So hopefully that is something that Udo Red Giants are aware of.
Yeah, that's true, because if they walk on that glorious pathway, there's the movement speed, but at the same time for Udo Red Giants, there's the slow. So they need something to complement that one. Cram the middle lane though.
Yeah, but Wild tries to get the knock Cram up, even with the Primal Wrath, he just cannot move, and Yulip's trying to make the play of his own. Finds one with the help of Stormy, looking for a second yin-yang reaction, sucks in Yulip's as well as Stormy, but that means that they're just going to disengage. 2 flickers each from either side being utilized, while Innocent trying to take this tier 1 off top. Conceal from Ogwin, Few getting one hit.
Oh.
The rotation is Zaman Force has been dropped out. Innocent takes the damage, and he wants this kill more than anything else, but Few managing to proc one last time to keep himself alive.
That was close for Few, but it could have been a mistake for them because it's not advisable to poke against Innocent. He hasn't been stopped in terms of the laning. The goal is continuous, and it's really hard for Falcons Ap.Bren to secure a kill against Innocent because the only crowd control that they have is going to be that wall charge and even the vacuums from Few. The Law of Order, yeah, but Innocent has the Purify. So as much as they want to kill him, it's gonna be hard. Sekai's bottom lane.
He's tried Spear of Alpha Thorn Rose to be able to dodge the initial damage from the sweep. Wild charge as well, but he gets hit by the vacuum. Sakai using his ult and the Thorn Rose to buy some iframes. Look at this, he's buying as much time as possible while the rest of his team is going towards Turtle side, and Falcons Ap.Bren do not miss the timing on this neutral objective thanks to Sekai's.
It's a buy time. It's a buy time here for YRG. And even though Sekai's was taken at the bottom lane, he has proven a lot against Falcons Ap.Bren. It was a good 3-second delay on taking that objective against Falcons Ap.Bren, but still Falcons Ap.Bren on the lead. 1.3k for this one. We could see now that for Super Marco, that is the endless battle. So the attributes will be very, very efficient later on. So there's the movement speed already for the Windtalker. We have the Flask for Yums. Probably they're just waiting for another item from Yums to go for that one big Minoan Fury.
Yeah, he wants to go for the one big Minoan's Fury, but I think he needs to get tanked here. But here comes the rotations from Falcons Ap.Bren to stop Innocent. He hops over the wall, the wall charge, knocks him back. Nature's Barrier is good, but Yums is just a little bit better. So a bit motivational roll, he keeps him alive, and Crab flickers forward to find the Earth Shatter. Primal Wrath on towards Open side. His Flax Easy, he's trying to zone them off. Once the Minoan Fury is done, Stormy trying to zone them off as a second layer. Another wall. Sakai hops in. He wants it. He finds the minion wave. They're taking down Loyi, and they want a little bit more. The puncture doesn't kill Open. Sakai still trying, even Retribution ain't gonna keep him down. Flopteezy does it once more. A single Revitalize to save his two lower members. What a game that we're seeing here today.
Oh my goodness. Again, we've said that it's kind of hard if you only have the Purify for the crowd control, but for Innocent, he waited for like 3 seconds before popping that Purify because he's seen that the Law and Order was used, Owen's Wild Charge was used, and then perfect timing for me to use the Purify, and then went in for that Synchrovision, had the shield, and waited for the other players of Yudo Red Giants. But for Falcons Ap.Bren, they're kind of scary because they're just going places against Yudo Red Giants. This is where when you mentioned that you have to be prepared on those brushes because if Falcons Ap.Bren does the diversion play, they mean business.
They mean big business as well.
True.
Oh goodness, this is rather surprising. I wasn't expecting them to survive with such low HP, but then again, Revitalize, right? Yeah. It's one of those battle spells that you don't see very often in professional play.
I think for the Revitalize, it's the perfect spell for a high loss, right? So yeah, it's really nice for them. He has the Dominance Eyes, we have the Thunder Belt for Cram, and okay, we only have the Glowing Wand as counter for the lifesteal here, or the total heal for Falcons Ap.Bren. So they kind of need another item to shred that HP or the tankiness of Falcons Ap.Bren so that they can win team fights, probably around 10 minutes. 11 minutes for another item.
Most likely. I don't know, because then who is going to be the one who buys the anti-heal, right? I think Cram has an option to maybe get it, but I think there are other items that he might want to prioritize. Yums probably wants to get the Oracle first before considering picking up the Dom Eyes, so somebody has to make a sacrifice in their itemization at some point in time, and it might just be Cram. I mean, he's got the components for it, right? He can go either way with this.
Yeah, that's true. And also, if it's not advisable if it's going to be Innocent because you want another item that is for the damage side because later on the damage will be from him. So that's why he went in for the Holy Crystal first. So this is gonna be a long Lord team fight. Probably take up those spaces first before starting it. But here's the huge difference and huge advantage for Falcons Ap.Bren. Kyle TZ is at level 15, while Sekai's is at 13.
Yep, he is 2 levels down, but Falcons Ap.Bren, they're doing a really good job at splitting up the members of SRG. They want them to overcommit here. They are holding it for as long as they can. We do see that Lancelot is currently chunked out for more than 50% of his HP, and now the blitz continues. Now we see Falcons Ap.Bren actually getting into the middle of the mix here. Stormy does steal away the Lord without retribution, and the rest of the team start pushing through. The Zalman force is already out, but now they're on the back foot as they're getting chased down by Super Marco, who wasn't part of the fight and came from a flank angle. Falcons Ap.Bren fine too, but they still don't get the Lord.
Okay, Falcons Ap.Bren, a miscommunication there on the timing of Kaltisi's retribution. But if you're Yudo Red Giants, I'd take it. It's a Lord. We have the advantage now on pushing other minions.
Oh my goodness, Sakai's tries to go find the angle, but Fuse says, no, you're too close to your buddies. Yin-Yang reaction to put them out of their misery.
Okay, Falcons Ap.Bren, they mean business now again with this Lu Yi, the crowd control. They forced for Yudo Red Giants to be away on this Lord objective that they got. So things are pretty nice here for Falcons Ap.Bren. They are 3K lead for this match. We have Open at 105. Even Super Mark is slowly building up those items. Probably he already has the trinity of his itemization. And even for a few, that is a glowing one and enchanted talisman.
He's looking so very strong right now. FCAP's execution and decision making has been very nice. SRG, they've been on the back foot for a while here, but the gold lead hasn't extended more than 5,000. They want to protect this T2, but it looks like they have no means of getting in just yet.
Nice.
He's in the back line for now. He's going to get sucked in by the Yin-Yang reaction. He could jump away. Glorious Pathway is being activated as well. And Flapteezy and Super Marco going ham! Forcing the dominations is sent as Yuums. Oh wait, the TP from behind as well. Nearly connecting onto two, but they only find one. Ham is now on the run. He has to use Primal Wrath to keep himself alive. Gets busted down, and the Zalman Force as well getting chunked out here as Stormy is the next to fall.
Falcons Ap.Bren is just all over the place. Even if you using that diversion play in front of everyone from Yudo Red Giants, and they're just doing damages against the YRG. So it's more of a faster facing for them. 5K lead, and they don't want YRG to breathe in this type of setup. They have the Glorious Pathway, they can speed things up, and now they take this turret at the middle lane.
Oh, but Kyle
Top
all
lane.
by himself doesn't take the TP. Still gonna stick around in YRG's jungle to clear up the rest of his creeps. But at this point of time, I think that Innocent, he's finally starting to scale. He does have the Divine Glaive, and now he can start shredding through that MR. Few opting to go for a Magic Lantern.
Now, it's very nice that you've mentioned View, because we saw that the Sekais was actually targeting him. So for YRG, if ever Sekais will dive in again against you, it would be nice if there is going to be Innocent for that added damage. But yeah, looking at this EXP graph, it's a juggle between these teams, but definitely it's still Falcons Ap.Bren dictating this game because again of those diversion plays. Everyone is just ready to dive against the players of YRG. This is gonna be one crucial Lord for both teams. You know, Lancelot, there's a high chance for a steal again. They were able to do that, but it was with Stormy's Nightmare Spawn.
Up, and that's why FCAP are taking the space. They're looking for Sakai's as of right now. They might opt to blitz it, knowing that SRG has to deal with the minion waves, but no, they're going to take the fight. Cram was the target. Forcing him to flicker out is a good idea. Falcons Ap.Bren get a free resource here. So that Yin-Yang reaction is causing a lot of problems for Yudo Red Giants to stick together. Flapteezy once again zoning them out as Ogwin walks up with the conceal. Nature's Barrier trying to cut off two so far. Minoan's Fury is out, and that's going to be a clear signal for Falcons Ap.Bren to now start this fight. Glorious Pathway has been popped. They decide, no, let's back off here. We get a free Lord. Let's reset and do it all over again.
Oh, wow. What a nice zone out from Ogwin and Flapteezy at the time. They're just zoning out the players of YRG, even dealing damage against Sekais. And here's the thing, for Falcons Ap.Bren, after taking that Lord, they continued on stopping the possibility on taking that purple buff for Sekais, but he was able to secure that one. Yeah, it's more of the timings now for Falcons Ap.Bren, and there's a huge difference in terms of how they set up a play again for the Minotaur. It's one big Minoans here, right? For Falcons Ap.Bren, they would just run past through the players of YRG and, hey, here's our target. We've seen him. We've located him. Let's go after him.
Yep, and I mean, they've been doing it really well.
Yeah.
I think the biggest problem that we're seeing right now is the fact that if you don't have a Trinity build, it's going to be really difficult to cut through these tanks, right? No on-hit max health damage. no way to do true damage as well. They lose a mid inhibitor as we see Falcons Ap.Bren aggressively taking this space. Guys might try something, but here comes the wild charge on top of the glorious pathways. They try to peel backwards, but no Fury hits onto all three of the back line. Dead! Super Marco! A bulletproof no more! Chain of Yums for his life. The Lord is still cracking down on the bases. They're trying to break through, but the Dominator's descent says no more. We're done. This defense is clean, and Falcons Ap.Bren forced to run with their tails between their legs. Sakai's, he goes in, lunges into two. One flap easy, saying no more zoning for you. 200 gold in the pocket.
Okay, so for YRG, it all started again with that nice Minos here from Yums. Sekais was just doing those punctures against the players of Falcons Ap.Bren. They might actually get this inhibitor turn at the middle lane because it's just open that could defend this one. This might be a one-split push or one push for them.
It can't be. It can't be. Super Marco's coming back up, and even Few is coming too. Ap.Bren is going to die, losing out his immortality. He's trying to protect it. The crystal is under threat. They're almost there, and they crack open the base. SRG, I mean YRG, turned that around after an abysmal early mid-game. What a turnaround.
I wasn't prepared for this emotional moment. Yeah.
What was that?
They have this ask, they have everything that could go for a one-way push.